Okay, guys, I want to talk to you about how to use models to subtract integers. So in our gizmo, we looked a little bit at that, and so I want us to do some more of that with this lesson. And so you have your red and yellow counters, and we're going to use our red and yellow counters with this lesson. Okay. At the top of the page, it's on page 211. Page 211. It says, a dolphin swims 6 meters below the surface of the ocean. Then it jumps to a height of 5 meters above the surface of the water. Determine the difference between the two distances. Okay, it says you can use concrete objects such as counters to find 5 minus -6. Okay? Because the dolphin swims 6 meters below the surface of the ocean. So if, let's say, this is the picture of my ocean right here. Here's my water level. And he or she swims 6 meters below. Here's my 6 meters. And then curves around and then jumps to a height of, this is going to be 5 meters right there, above the surface of the water. So it says determine the difference between the two distances. So we have 5, we would have, and I don't know why they continue to use red, but we're doing yellow, right? So I'm going to do 5 yellow. And this is for our, this is 5 yellow. And then we're going to remove, okay, I'll do 5 like this. Or you know what, I'll make it look just like theirs on their little mat right there. Okay? So, and then we're going to remove, so it says right here, right, so you can see that right there. Okay, so right here, it says we're going to remove 6 negative counters. But the problem is we don't have any negative counters. We only have the positive 6. So the only way you can get negative counters is by adding 0 pairs. So if we need 6 negative counters, we're going to need to add 6 0 pairs. So let me show you. Here's my 5. And I'm going to take 6 0 pairs. So there's 1. Okay. So you can zoom back out so you can see more. Okay. Then we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we've got our, here, we've got our 6 0 pairs, right? I'm trying to make this so you can see it all in one nice little view. Okay, so here are 5 positives, and these are our 6 0 pairs that we had to add because we need 6 negative counters. So now that we've done this, now we can remove 6 negatives. Okay? So I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I took away those 6 negatives. And so now, let's see what we have left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that positive or negative? Yellows are positive, right? So we have the difference between the distances is 11 meters. Okay, let me zoom in on that so you can see that better. Okay. The model shows that removing 6 negative counters yielded or gave us the same result as adding 6 positive counters. Okay. So I want you to know that if you're having to take something, if you're needing to remove 6 negatives but you don't have any, you have to add 0 pairs so that you will be able to do that. All right? Now, let's look at the next side on page 212. Okay, I'll take my counters away. On the top of page 212, this says, use counters to determine -6 minus -3. Okay, so I'm going to move my worksheet and I'm going to put -6 counters, because that's what we're starting with, right? So I've got -6 right there. And then it's saying to remove 3 negatives, okay? Because it was -6 minus -3. So it says remove 3 negatives. Oh, I have 3 negatives, so I can just take those away, right? 1, 2, 3. And I'm left with -3. So there are 3 negative counters remaining. So -6 minus -3 is -3. Okay. Okay, so you need to see that again. It was -6, so 2, 4, 6. And then you're going to subtract -3. 1, 2, 3. And you're left with -3. Okay. The only thing I want you to focus on right now is just using the counters, not trying to come up with what the rule is. Okay, there'll be plenty of time for that. So this one says use counters to determine -5 minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to do -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I had 5 negative counters. That was step 1. And it says you need to remove 1 positive counter. We don't have any positives, do we? So in order to have a positive, we're going to have to add a 0 pair. So this is a 0 pair. And I can add that because by adding both of them together, it's 0, so it's not affecting the value. And so then I added the 0 pair. Now I'm able to remove 1 positive counter from the group, right? And I'm left with -6. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time. We started with -5. Our problem is -5 minus 1. And so we want to subtract a positive 1, but we don't have a positive 1. So we're going to have to add a 0 pair, and that allows us to take away or subtract a positive 1. And by subtracting a positive 1, then we're left with -6. Okay, so to go to our worksheet, which is exactly what they were showing you here, -5 minus 1, there are 5 negatives. You added the 0 pair here, so that would allow us to subtract 1 positive. Okay, they marked off the positive, and so there are 6 negative counters remaining. So therefore, -5 minus 1 is -6. So the model shows that removing 1 positive counter yielded the same result as adding 1 negative counter. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that -5 plus a -1 is the same as -5 minus 1. All right, I know that's a lot to digest. Let's look at the next page. Right here, this page at the top. It says 7 minus 6. Okay, so you're going to need 7 of the red counters. You can do this with, you can use colored pencils. You could even do X's and pluses. I would really rather you use the color so it makes it easier for you to see. So we're going to have 7 positives. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are positive, so I'm going to color those yellow. And I'm working with the colored pencil that's broken. And then they want us to subtract 6. I have 6 to subtract, don't I? So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm left with positive 1. Now you guys knew from a long time ago that 7 minus 6 is 1 when you were learning how to subtract. Now let's look at number 2. Number 2, we're going to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can find a different one. No, it's not. Okay, so I've got 5 yellows, which are positive, right? But then they're wanting me to subtract 3 negatives. I don't have 3 negatives, do I? So I'm going to have to get 3 0 pairs, which means I'm going to need 3 positives and 3 negatives. Okay. All right. Now, if I'm going to take away those 3 negatives, I can cross off 1, 2, and 3, right? Maybe I should do this in a pen so it's big, easier to see. Okay, like that. Is that easier to see? I'll do the same thing over here. That pencil's hard. It doesn't show up well in a video. Okay, so now it's easy for us to see that our answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our answer is 8. Isn't that easy? Okay, now let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 6 minus negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have 6 positives, right? Or 6 yellows. Let's see if this shows up better. But then they want us to subtract 2 negatives. Well, I don't have 2 negatives. So I'm going to have to add 2 0 pairs, right? So I'm going to need to do 1 0 pair and another 0 pair. So that would be a positive and a positive, and then the negative and the negative. Now, can I take away 2 negatives? I sure can. 1, 2. What do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 positives left. So what I want you to know is that if you're subtracting a negative 2, it's the same thing as adding a positive 2. Okay? Here we're going to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have 5 positives. But we have to subtract 8 from it. But we don't have 8. Okay? We only have 6. So if we're going to subtract positive 8, how many 0 pairs are we going to need? We're going to need 3 more, aren't we? So here's 1, 2, 3. 3 0 pairs. And so now we're going to have to take away those 8 positives. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our answer is -3. We have 3 negatives. You know what? I should have circled our answer over here, where we had +8. And up here we had +8. And I did circle it there. Okay. Now, what I would love for you to do is, I would love for you to do 5 through 8 by yourself. And then, let's look on the back side. I want you to look at what they did here. They said, organize ideas, work with a partner. You're going to work by yourself, okay? Circle an expression that is equivalent to the expression in the first column, okay? So this is the first column, right? This is the first column. So we're looking for an expression that's going to be equivalent to -3 minus 1. So -3 minus 1, remember, if you're subtracting a +1, they were saying that that's the same as adding a -1. All right? So you're just looking for the ones that are, how about we write that down over here on the side? So if you are subtracting +1, it is the same as adding a -1. Okay? Just a little hint there to help you with that part. And then let's see if, I think that'll be it. So to go back over what your assignment is, after you completed these together with the video, then you'll do page 213, 5 through 8. Now, of course, you have to have these completed as well. And then on the back, which is page 214, and you'll do problems 9 through 14. Okay? Now, remember, when you're submitting your answers and your work, if you do not know how to upload a picture of your work, then please ask me or ask one of your classmates for help with that, because we have been really talking about that a lot. Some people have gotten really creative and they've videotaped showing me their work, which is great. So I'm not very picky about how you get it to me. I just want to be able to see your work. Okay, I want to be sure and see that you're understanding what to do and how to do it. Okay, so I hope this was helpful with using models to subtract integers. And if you have questions, you can be sure and ask me on Friday when I get back. So hope you have a good day.